Fuss-free, reliable and old school. These are the words that we would use to best describe our experience with the Suzuki Vitara 1.6 GL+. Having spent the better part of 12 months with this car, we're here to tell you whether it lives up to the legendary status that the Vitara badge has set. So in terms of styling, Suzuki has done something a bit different with the Vitara. This one isn't as adventurous or as rugged as before. They focused a bit more on the finer details such as the blacked out roofline, the plastic anti-scuff panels and the 16-inch alloy wheels. But more importantly than anything else is the Atlantis turquoise blue paint, which has done a very good job at hiding the dirt. So with 1,000 litres of utility space, the Vitara has proven itself to be a very capable crossover. It's been able to move around large objects such as a single mattress, but even more than that, it's got this very handy movable boot board, which makes light work for loading up heavy pieces of luggage, for instance. When you need the extra space, all you do is drop it down and you'll be able to fit more items such as shopping, grocery bags. When you climb into the Vitara, you'll see that Suzuki has made use of a lot of hard plastics. Now, this doesn't look or feel as good as some of its competitors, but it's very hard to tell that this car has been used over the course of the year. It's quite durable. You'll notice as well is that the Vitara makes use of quite a traditional audio system that looks dated compared to some of its rivals, but we found that over the course of the year it was a lot user-friendly than some of these newer touchscreens. Inside you also get things such as sufficient headroom and a leather touch steering wheel to make you feel more at home. So when we step over to the rear, we find that the Vitara's great sense of interior space continues. At the back we realized that there was more than enough room for a bulky child seat, and for added sense of security, the GL Plus trim comes standard with 7 airbags and ISOFIX. So what has the Vitara been like to drive over the past 12 months? Well, it's powered by a trusty, naturally aspirated 1.6 litre 4-cylinder engine which delivers 86 kilowatts to the front wheels through a traditional 5-speed manual gearbox. We found that this combination worked really well, but it could have done with a 6th gear. Engine is free revving, it's nice, it's responsive, it's reactive, and obviously there are some drawbacks that it suffers from with regards to not having a turbocharger, but Suzuki's whole rationale at the moment is to give a simplified form of motoring, which it does quite well with the Vitara. Servicing the Vitara was a pleasant experience. One would think that Suzuki's dealer network is quite small in South Africa, but it's not. As of filming this video, they have 45 dealerships in the country. The service booking could be done online. All you have to do is enter your details, and someone from the dealership contacted us within 24 hours and booked it in for a service at the Kenilworth dealership. Using a naturally aspirated engine, the Vitara was able to retain a very good fuel economy of 7 litres to 100 k's. It didn't see a lot of the open road, so a lot of it was spent in traffic, which means that is quite a commendable figure. It's got a lot of grip in the corners, it's very comfortable to drive. All of the instruments are easy to use, the electric power steering, the smooth shifter. However, you do find with the lack of torque, you're using a lot of the transmission and you're shifting gears a lot of the time to get an optimal use of the power. All things considered, I think the Vitara's time with us was definitely a successful one. Sure, some might argue that it needs a turbocharger, but seeing as it didn't give us any hassles throughout the year, it's fine just the way it is. The GL Plus trim is definitely the sweet spot. With the GLX you get added features like LED headlamps, auto lights on and rain sensing wipers, but in this segment all you really need is what you get in the GL Plus. With that being said, this model is pushing the 300,000 Rand marker, which means it's now competing with some serious heavy hitters. And that's something you really need to consider, especially when buying in this segment.